It's so wonderful to be here with you to celebrate your accomplishments in person. I guess I can take my mask off since I'm up here. So we're doing 9 of these, is that right, Haley? Really because we wanted to make sure that you could gather with your friends, your classmates, and your faculty, and that we could congratulate you in person. Now, I'm splitting these with Provost Bell and Dean Greenidge, and I have to say that I immediately said, I want the sciences. So I'm so happy to be here. Today, what I hope you take away from this is at least a few moments to reflect on everything you've accomplished and to think about who's helped you and who you've helped along the way. Your faculty, I know, are just so delighted to be here with you, your friends and classmates, and of course your parents and family who, many of them argued vehemently to be here today, but we stuck to our COVID policies. But as a mom myself, I want to make sure that you stop today and just remind you and maybe even nag you just a tiny bit to reach out to your family and your support systems and thank them for all they've done to support you. So today we have astronomy. You guys can scream after and astrophysics. I know we'll get a big one from this one because you guys are a jovial bunch. Biochemistry and chemistry. Biology. Environmental science and sustainability. Environmental biology. Environmental science and physics. And we're really just so proud to call you our own. There's no doubt that this has been a challenging 4 years. If you took a global pandemic and all of the issues we've had to deal with out of it, just really striving and thriving through a Barnard curriculum and a Barnard science curriculum, you have so much to be proud of. I do hope that with everything going on in our world, in our community, within you at this moment, that you really do savor it. I'm serious about calling the ones you loved, about sitting back and taking a break. The moments in my life that I really remember were those times where I stopped and just gave myself a little pat on the back. It doesn't mean you can't drive hard right after that, but taking that break, we know from cognitive neuroscience, is really good for your thinking, and we know it's also good for mental health. And I'll just tell you one story. When I was an assistant professor, I got my first major grant, an NSF Career Award, and my friends forced me to go out and have a celebratory drink. I wasn't going to, I was just gonna get back to work. What I remember more than getting that grant, than all the work I did afterwards, than the papers I published, was having that drink and just being really proud. And so I want you to take today, this moment, all of it, and really be proud of yourselves. And then I want you to remember that Barnard is so much more than 4 years. We are a family here. You are Barnard for life. Come back. Talk to our students, tell us how grad school is going, tell us the ups and downs, tell us how med school is going, tell us how your jobs are going, and really remember that you are now the next generation going out to change the world. I love that you're focused in STEM, and whatever you do in a STEM field or not, I know you'll bring the care, the thought, the data analysis, the rigor, the empirical questioning to whatever you do, and I can't wait to see what you accomplish. So please relax, enjoy yourselves, and it's now my pleasure to turn it over to Rebecca Grabner, Senior Class Dean and College Case Manager. Congratulations.
I've missed this view. Friends, I am so happy to see so many of you after all this time. It is a special pleasure to be your senior class dean, having been the first-year dean for so many of you. I share this memory. Early on the first morning of NSOP 4 years ago, I got an email from a colleague who lives on Claremont with the subject line, yelling. It began, why has there been yelling on campus for the last 15 minutes straight, starting before 8 a.m.? What unfortunately woke this colleague from their honest slumbers was the sound of older students welcoming you into the Barnard community, cheering as you entered the gates and walked toward the green Class of 2021 banner that hangs on Barnard Hall again today. I remember so many conversations with so many of you throughout that first year when many of you shared your worry that you might not find your place in this community. I remember saying then, and I still believe, that a community isn't something that you join, it is something that we all create together. It has been an honor and a privilege to be a part of this community that you shaped, together with the students who came before you, those who arrived later, the transfer students who have joined your class, your faculty, staff, and administrators. You all made this the kind of community where you would want to live and learn and create lasting bonds of friendship and support. And as it turns out, it's a good thing that you did, because we could not have guessed quite how far we would need those bonds to stretch over this past year and a half. Now, 4 years after people were so excited to welcome you to Barnard that it woke up the neighbors, that celebration is a little more somber, but all the more necessary, all the more justified. I have been so impressed and so moved by the strength of your commitment to continuing your education in these conditions, and more than that, by the strength of this community that you all helped to create. None of this has been easy, but you did it, and I'm so proud of you. Congratulations.
I'm Professor Rashmi Mukherjee, Physics and Astronomy Department, and I want to congratulate all of the astronomy, astrophysics, and physics majors. I'm on behalf of the department, and I see a couple of our students at the back. Congratulations. I know this has been a tough year, but we did it together, and I'm here to celebrate with you. In spirit, to the few students who are not here with us, and in person with the others who are here. And I also want to take a moment to second President Bylock's advice. Savor the moment, enjoy the day, and all the best on your next adventure. Keep us in your minds and stay in touch. Write to us often. And Professor Kay is at the back. Wave to us. All right. All the best. Congratulations.
Hello, everybody. I'm Hilary Callahan from the Biology Department, and it's wonderful to see you all here today, the class of 2021. I've been telling all of you all year that when you graduate, and years from now, when you tell people the year of your graduation, it's always going to be an astonishing statement to say, I graduated in 2021. I mean, I've had weird years in my life at Barnard and my life before Barnard, but this is definitely one that has had just an incredible impact in so many ways that people have already been talking about. I want to take a moment. Everyone here from biology knows that I make you guys learn a lot about organisms and chemicals and cells, but I also make people read. And everybody has, like, you have to read a book in my class. Sorry, it's biology, but you have to read. And Braiding Sweetgrass by my fellow ecologist, Robin Kimmerer, is one of my favorites. And one of the things that she says in the book is she talks about humans and how humans are very special, but they're also very young on the planet, that we've evolved much more recently than other organisms. And because humans, what she says in a very moving quote to me is that humans have the least experience with how to live and the most to learn. We must look to our teachers among the other species for guidance. This wisdom is apparent in the way that they live. They teach us by example. And I think as biologists, I think that's very special, but I also don't want to overlook your fantastic teachers, and some of them are here. I'm very glad that Jen Mansfield is here. I know you all took genetics. Some of you had the pleasure of taking it with her, others with Brian Morton. That's an absolute requirement, and it's, I'm sure, helped you understand this weirdness of this COVID year. JJ Miranda was the very model of showing you how you can rapidly get up to speed on something brand new in science. That's what you've learned here at Barnard. And lastly, I want to pass on from Professor Snow and Professor Hertz, who could not be here today, that they convey their just most heartfelt congratulations. I know some of you may be transfers, but most of you did take your first biology courses with them back in the day. And it's been a very special year for them that you're graduating at the same time as they have their own milestones to mark. Professor Snow was promoted with tenure. And Professor Hertz himself is graduating with you into retirement. And I have long said that what I truly aspire to be, which he is about to become, is an emeritus professor. So I hope all of you have a fantastic career trajectory ahead of you and a life trajectory ahead of you. But like I said, do not forget to stop and smell the roses and pick up one for yourselves today. Congratulations.
We've taught many of you or advised many of you at some point, and we're so very proud of your resiliency and all that you've accomplished. And I want to offer a special congratulations to the Science Pathway Scholars who are here. Yeah, it's been a tremendous program. This is our second cohort graduating, and we're very proud of them. The past year has been a particularly intense one for scientists. I think there's no point in my life where my private life and my professional life have felt more interconnected. We've seen the importance of facts and knowledge and the dangers of rhetoric and ideology. We've seen the amazing power of science and technology to solve problems. And we've also seen the necessity of having scientists, public health officials, and healthcare providers who are compassionate, decent, and committed to equity in their own communities and also in the entire world. We've seen the necessity of solving problems on different scales and with different approaches. We've needed to develop COVID vaccine technology, and we've also needed to get those vaccines into the arms of many different people with a range of values. And the skills that are required to do all of those things are very different, and they're all equally important. So we hope that you leave us with the critical thinking skills and the ability to learn new things, new technologically complex things, conceptually complex things that are needed to solve these problems. And we also hope that you have the humanity and the humility to work with others to solve those problems in respectful ways. So congratulations and best wishes.
So I think it's my turn. I like to congratulate the environmental science students, environmental science, environmental biology, sustainability, and environment. And would like to convey all the best wishes from our department. You know, I've been around at Barnard for a long time, and I really can say that I have never seen anything like the last 4 years that you experienced, right? I mean, we have seen racism come to the surface, we have seen hate, we have seen inequality, we have seen COVID, and we have seen that people recognize climate change as a real serious problem. So there's a lot going on at the moment, and I think it's fair to say that you probably made it through the valley the last 4 years. We're coming from a really dark period, and you have been resilient. So when you talk to your grandkids sometime in the future, you can say, you know, you have a problem here, yes, but let me tell you about when I graduated and the 4 years before that, what happened then, you know? And I can tell you, you can get through this, right? So that's a story you'll be able to tell for forever. I also feel like it's a time for hope and optimism. We are really turning the corner in all these issues, I feel like, you know. We have a new administration, things are moving in a different direction, and you can be part of that change. And the world is getting better, will get better, and you'll contribute for the world getting better. And climate change and the environmental issues we are facing, I think, are now going to be the heart of what we are facing, and you can be part of it. I want to end with the words of an environmental scientist and activist, Paul Hawken, who said, "You are brilliant and Earth is hiring." So thank you and congratulations.
Now I invite you to give one final round of applause for all of the graduates. And now please enjoy the rest of this event, connect with one another safely, write a postcard to family and faculty, have your photos taken, and collect a token of the day. Congratulations.